Hey, good evening, everyone. Good morning or good afternoon, wherever you're watching from. I just want to say good day. And it has been a long that we haven't been on weekends program. A few of you have sent me message and asked what is going on, and I've been away for quite some time. So, well, it's good to be back, and it's good to catch up with some programs and to highlight you guys on what is going on around Australia and in Nigeria, Biafra, or Africa. It's quite good to catch up and share this program. So today, program will be very sensitive program too. That I know people, if they watch now or later, they may have time to question themselves. But I know it's something that we have to share and be able to interact with each other. Election is lobbying everywhere across Australia and Nigeria. Here is prime ministerial election, and then Nigeria is presidential election. All those elections, they need people to vote, and they want to win people. But it's also you to choose the right candidate. I will start by saying congratulations to Luke and Kutisi for their wedding today. I couldn't make it. I actually forgot. I know they will do well. I can see some of their videos online, and I'm happy that they're having their reunion today, which is good. Very soon too, we are going to celebrate our Anzac Day tomorrow on 25th of April every year. Australia celebrates their Anzac Day. Things that happen in Gallipoli and the war, the war and everything about those war plays our people refresh and thank those that are still in battlefield, daily trying to protect us and trying to work for us. So give them credit for it. So much appreciate those people. It's not easy for you to be a military. So the Anzac Day in Australia, I always feel passion for something like that, because when I was growing up, I told myself I want to be a military officer. Unfortunately, it didn't go that way. So those people that do the Anzac things, I give them credit. Hey, bro. Good day, bro. So I give them credit, and I know that it is well. It is well. So going forward, like we say, a lot of things have been going on, and we hope and believe that things that are going in Australia will be replicated in Africa. The election that is going on here, the campaign is all about idea. Nobody is killing each other. So people are just, listening to, the best debate and what these people can offer. And that makes it much good. So I appreciate that, and I hope that we continue that. Sometimes when we are living in a foreign country, we try to emulate those good things they are doing, so that when you go back to Africa, you can tell them to do this, to do that. That's how it works. It will be hard because people find it very hard to change, but you have to take the bullet and tell them, man, you have to walk that way in order for us to get things going. So what is again? I thank you, everyone that has been sending me a message, asking me how am I going and everything like that. I so much appreciate that, and I told you guys that I'm okay. And I'm back. I went home and it was well. So I'm back to the program. Today program, like we say sometimes, you think maybe people pay you or people bribe you to say some things, but it's not true. We all see what is going on in Nigeria now. The election time is coming. It's a very vital time that people take charge of who rules them. And it's a very vital time that people take decision on who they want to vote, how they want the country to go. So it's time that everything needs to be serious and people need to have a clear communication. Like I was asking people, people said me that, Obi, what do you think about IPOB and that? IPOB, they have their own program where I think we can get a clear vision on what we want to be done. It's something that, Obi will treat a very sensitive issue. This is not IPOB media, and this is where you can share your opinion maturely without being harassed or being tagged, whatever they want to tell you. But let's just communicate here and maturely dialogue on this. We ask now why these things are going on now in Nigeria. We're having miscommunication. Briefly, I'm just talking about, let me just give briefly about IPOB. Even the IPOB, within the internal affair, they have a fraction. No voice is coming clear. So now, some Igbos are saying that we have tenure to be the president of Nigeria for once, And some people say, no, the Igbos are not organized. I have heard many preachers, Suleiman, and even pastors saying that Igbos are not organized. Then Ohanaeze Ndi Igbo, which happens to be the hierarchy of the Igbos, have not given clear vision where the Igbos are going. Like you guys know, before I continue this program, let me just get into music and so that we make ourselves. So Facebook permit me to just play this music for just 1 minute. As I walk, I pray my God, that's my love. Don't do it in this game, show me love. I'm what's the best move on the street and in the what's the best move on the street and in the you are bad, you I won't collect. I just wish you white me, I won't connect. Maybe today we boys we get here for street. Okay, empty like what where you come from this. Oh my joy, you because I might call. Okay guys, that's Color Boys. If you're really key to play his music, that's Color Boy. Let's go to the matter, guys. Like let's hit the nails in the head. Now we are talking about the Igbos. When we find the elections are coming, we just ask ourselves what is going to happen into the election. Will the Igbos allow themselves to be used? How can the Igbos vote the election? Can the Igbos drop Biafra in order to contest for Nigerian presidency? This is something very serious and every Igbo should have to come. You remember, when the Igbos say that we don't want election in Biafra land, die minutes, when the whole matter is gone, you can't get the PVC within 5 days. Now they cannot announce that you guys should go and get your PVC. By then, the presidential candidate is already disadvantaged. So what we are speaking now is that if Igbos can give people clear voice and clear decision on what they stand, people can know what they are up to, whether they are to vote for Rocha Sokorocha or Pete Dochi. You see, these are three people we have now. The Igbos. Do you think that Igbos can vote this man? But now a lot of people, they are not clear what the Igbos really want. If the Igbos are going for Biafra or the Igbos are going for Nigerian presidency. The Igbos want at least to have a bargaining power. You must be clear, because these guys, the more the Igbos are playing this politics of maybe yes, today, tomorrow, no, the opponents are strategizing themselves and building themselves very strong in order to win the election. So it's kind of a distraction to them. They are disadvantaged if you guys have not given them clear voice what you guys want. Are you guys going to vote for 2023 election, or are you guys going to carry on with the agitation of Biafra? This is something that we know. I know this sounds so hard for some people who get afraid what IPOB will say or what other people will say, but these are the vital things that Igbos need to discuss. Since they have the vacuum in that IPOB, which happened to be one of the strong agitation group going for Biafra, they have not been clear, voice. You see what happened in sit at home. IPOB said, let there be sit at home today. They cancel tomorrow. Tomorrow, the sit at home is still going on. A lot of people are complaining about the sit at home, and a lot of people are supporting the sit at home. So people need to know the clear voice you guys have. Are you Igbos going to vote for 2023? or the Igbos are going to abstain and continue to fight for Biafra. If Igbos take the decision, these three men that we see coming forward, they are potentially presidential candidate, apart from Kingsley and Peter and the Rochers have been ex-governors, so they know what power is all about. They have experience. So these are potential men that we have to put out there. But you have to tell them they shouldn't be out there campaigning for the election while their brothers are not in support of them. It's disadvantage to them. Why the people they are fighting against have the full back of their brothers or their sisters. So Igbos have to come out to make a statement what they want. Because I think the way we are finding this problem now, it's getting out of hand and the time is running. Election is not more than 8 months coming. And 8 months, before you know it, it's already gone. Look at last time we just celebrated Christmas. Now it's actually April is running to the end. So how can we move this thing forward? How can the Igbos strategize themselves? Igbos have been disadvantaged, in numbers and even political appointment. No Igbo man has a very strong political appointment. So now that we are campaigning, some people are saying that, Igbos need to be ruled, Igbos need to rule. Now we have pure Igbos extracts. How can they strategize themselves? What message are we giving them? Are we backing them and say, okay, you guys can go for the president's election. We are going to vote. Then you go and get your PVC. Or are you going to back down and say, we are not going to vote. We are still running for Biafra. So these men, we know where they stand. What our people are doing is putting this man into disadvantage if the letter tomorrow wants to allow them to vote to go for the presidential campaign or election. You have to send clear message to P2B, send clear message to Rochas, send clear message to Kingsley, so that they know where the Igbos actually stand. And I saw Atiku running around his people, telling them I want to. But these guys, they can't run around their people. They can't, remember they have to build their campaign team, which they have leaders maybe in a community. And those leaders have to be assured that their life will not be in danger, that nobody will kill them if they take up that job. So this year will come for the assurance. They can say, well, whether you guys want or not, we can do that. But what of those men that will be on ground for them? Those men need protection. Without you guys coming with clear message, then there's problem. Even the non-government, okay, many of the organizations have denied that, okay, we are not involved. We don't know about the non-government. We are this and that. Then let people come out. IPOB, which many youths, are inclined to, they have to come out and give clear statement. Okay, we are supporting a candidate from Igbo for this 2023 presidential election, or we are not supporting a candidate for this. Because what they did against Sonido is something that, now they cannot have called it off before, and they call this off now. So people are actually afraid they are getting miscommunication from these organizations. If we know that you guys are seeking for pure political solution in order to put your candidate, you want an Igbo extract to be there first before you guys can call it, Biafra or not. Then you guys have to come out and say, okay, our people, go and get your PVC. We want our brother to be elected. We want our brother to be put there. But if you guys keep doing this, chasing people, if they come to do whatever, you kill them. And you don't tell people what you want. That's totally wrong. We need to start speaking now, because the vacuum in the IPOB sector is causing problem for the Igbos. And I know that a lot of vulnerable Igbos want to have a clear message. So this is something that we need to sit down and be discussing and make sure that our Igbos get the right message, that our people want to vote for 2023, or people don't want to vote for 2023. It's something that we need to start, communicating to people, because as things stand now, people are very, very angry. They are not sure what tomorrow brings and what's going to happen. So we have to come up. We have to come up with this idea. So like we are saying, to me, I see Peter will be like, people say something. I know it looked like a very gentleman. It looked like a man that articulates properly before he can do anything. So I think he has a very good upper hand if we can give him a chance as an Igbo to contest. But I am just one vote. Majority carry the vote, so that's why I say you need a clear message. If majority of Igbos say, okay, we wanted to go and vote for our brother, then they should pressurize them and say, okay, we want Igbo president because we haven't had it for a long time. We need it. Other people have had for quite some time. So if we don't have it this time, we need to have one. So, but if you guys are desperate and say, okay, IPOB, then we know that you have to send a clear message that if you guys are going for this presidential election, you have to do it away from Igbo land. Otherwise, whatever you see, you can take. But when you leave people in the middle, they don't know what to do. So Igbo election or IPOB should relax that. We have to be clear on what we want. You can't just be hiding and telling people don't have what to say. They don't know what to do. Remember, the farmers in the village, they want to know. Those people that go to work want to know. Even the kid, they want to know, how do we follow this election? Even P2B, Rocha Sokrocha, most of them traveling to North, calling their rally. They haven't come to their hometown to encourage their people to vote for them. You can't just assume that your people will vote for you people without you guys coming to communicate to them. So that's what I'm telling our people, the Igbos, the IPOB, for them not to disenfranchise these guys, they have to come out now that they still have few months to strategize themselves, to tell the people whether they want to see the presidential election or not. That's what we're asking. Do you want the presidential election or not? If you don't want it, then that's fine. If you want it, then you have to allow these guys to run for their campaign and build their campaign officers and all those things. So what we are going through to see is that the organization that represent our Igbos have to wake up. They have to wake up. We have like three people. Amechi Obuike. Amechi came out and said he's Igbo. That's why I have to put him here, because he said I'm an Igbo man. So he will be running under Igbo, whether you believe it or not. Amechi is running under Igbo. And why I just don't emphasize on Amechi so much. We have people like Rocha Sokorocha who fully can say it's an Igbo man, and we have Peter who say also it's an Igbo man. We have Kingsley, Igbo man. So Amechi is from River State, and Amechi, based on his activities so far, Amechi refused to build, train and all those railway around the eastern side. He's going down to build in the northern side. So that may be kind of side effect for him. So we don't know if Amechi, we have good candidate that we can actually use to run for us. So all Igbos, we have to wake up and make a decision. So here is Kingsley. Kingsley, like they said, has all these experience as a professor. He has experience in banking, and it's a business tycoon. Do you think Kingsley can do? But Kingsley, people say Kingsley does not have what it takes, as he have not been handle a very top office, being a governor, where you make vital decisions, the decision that can favor you and decision can pull you down. So that may be a big challenge for him, because to be a president of a country, it's not an easy thing. You have to remember, you have to make decision that, out of the 200 million Nigeria, maybe sometimes 150 million people disagree with you, even threatening your life, your family, and all those things. So are we going to choose Kingsley? Kingsley have not handled big office at all. There is a very big advantage to have experience as a governor, because as a governor, you have people that disagree with you a lot, and have people that did not disagree with you. Even within your cabinet members, you know who to trust and who not to trust. You know how to play those inner politics. But somebody who is just nervous, they haven't held such a big office, you just jump in. It will take some time to adjust, when you throw power to the person. I know he's a professor, in terms of education wise, he probably say I am well educated and I can read, Jota, and I can write down my DC. But then making policy is very different thing. It's very different. You can go, like I say, when we're playing soccer, you can scratch everything about soccer on the board for people to play. But during, for them to play it, oh my God, it's a different thing entirely. Sorry, guys. For them to play it, it's a different thing entirely. So you get to what? How can they play this game? So that's something you have to watch again. It's very hard for you to get those things. So Nigerians, we have to, like Igbos, we have to begin to ask the question, who do you want? So why I'm bringing this guy out is for us to make, to draw line who actually we want to lead us. Igbos, you have some strong men that have come out and say, okay, they want to be president. Okay, now we have somebody like, Peter Obi. Peter B, like many people say, Peter B has the what it takes to be governor. And I ask myself, is it right? Um, it takes a lot. Peter B seems to be a man with big experience. He has dead set. He has once been the runners up presidential, vice presidential candidate. So we may consider him to say Peter B among between Peter B and Rochas Okorocha. And Amechi got the experience as a past governor. So he had been in authority. He knows what authority is. He knows the trick people place to you. Because what happens is that when you become a governor, people suddenly becomes your friends, become your best man, give you a ring, your contact is shared, even without your awareness. Your contact is shared through your workers. They try to give contact to their men. So you try to know how to manage those things. You ask yourself, who can be able to do that for us? Who can help us to challenge, to encounter those things? It's something that we all have to sit down very well and start discussing as an Igbo. I'm saying this and I'm giving you guys these ideas because if we decide as an Igbo collectively, they decide to say, okay, we are laying down our struggle for us to have a chance for our presidency. Then now it was for them to convince the people and say, okay, my people have laid down their arms, my people have laid down their struggle. Let's have this thing. Give us a chance, then we can set the country up. But if we keep going the way we are going, and no clear message to these people, even tomorrow you say that maybe after 2 months, they can't win election with 2 months campaign. It's now they have to start building their profile because you people are giving them go ahead. IPOB mostly have to give these people go ahead, and so that we can do the right thing. I help our people. I help our brother. We shouldn't just zero mind. These guys, they need to strategize themselves. They need to know how to spend, where they will spend and where they will not spend. That's why we need to come up with our own idea. What do we want? Do we really want the IPOB to continue struggling with Biafra? Or do we want to relax the Biafra and allow our brothers to contest for Nigeria presidential election? We have to come up and make a decision, and that decision should be what we all goes for. If we don't go for that decision, it will be hard for our brothers to win. Only the Northerners cannot, give them anything when we don't support them. We need to support our brothers. We need to make sure that our brothers are doing well. We need to be able to support them, not just saying I support you, both morally, as Igbo, you can also support them too financially. They need all they need. They need all they can get in order to be able to win. And we talk about these things. It's something that every Igbo, we need to sit down and begin to discuss this. IPOB have been struggling for Biafra independence, yes. But now there's a big loop. For somebody to be president of a country, he makes decisions that affect millions. It's just like what governors make decisions that you see Hope Uzodinma, only Hope Uzodinma, all decision he's making. It's affecting the whole Imo state, even the entire East. So then, could you imagine the power Buhari have as a president? This is time of vital time that we need to sit down and discuss. It's something that you have to discuss. Remember, whoever that is elected come next year, we make decision for you for almost 8 years. After 4 years, they are capable to win again. So you have to come out and decide, are we going to present our brother to run for this seat, or we are going to keep on fighting for Biafra? Because what happened now, if Buhari finishes his tenure, Buhari will hand over. If things could not get properly, Buhari will hand over to interim military officer. And military officer also is an Hausa man. So this is what people are avoiding. I know the Northerners and the military, once the power goes to them, when civilians hand the power over peacefully, it's very hard for them to release it because you guys find them worthy to give them the power. So releasing it is not in the chapter quick. They will take some time in order to, they will even create problem in order to tell the world that the country is in chaos. So until the country comes in, then they will do what they want to do. Look at Mali. Mali, remember the president, the guy that overthrew in Mali, said that I'm going to hand over soon. You know, it's almost getting to a year and I have not handed over. I have not even talked about them doing election. You can create any chaos anytime so that people will say, okay, the military should remain there. So now it is a time for Igbos to come up. You know, if they have opportunity to go to, if IPOB, you know, inner caucus and say, listen, guys, this communication is not coming through. Can we just turn it, twist it? I say, okay, guys, if you guys say we should go this, what is your strategy? You can't tell people no election, you can't vote, and there's no strategy at all. And then the candidate that is carrying the strategy is inside. And the people that need to fight for Nandekan are fighting each other. So how can we survive? How can we move on? People need to move on. People need to live. You know, moving on is not that they forget Nandekan. They know. Moving on is to this vital time, they have to bring strategy, what they want. So if you have to tell people, what do you guys want? What do you guys want? It's not about a IPOB or that. Ohanaeze Ndi Igbo have to come out. You know, not just to give us the presidency and they say, what strategy are you having to win? What strategy are you having to present this your man so that they can have the right chance? Other people are not going to give it so easy. It's not easy to give up power. It's not easy to give up power. Somebody, okay, you see the North. The North have been there for a long time. It's not easy. You take power by force sometimes, and you have to come up with strategy to take it up. So if you don't have strategy and keep asking people that they should give you, that it's your turn, it's your turn, it will be hard. This thing I'm saying today, mark my word, if we don't come up with tangible strategy, then after May next year, we will have ourselves to blame. You see what happened during Kadibo and Roches. They asked one of them to drop, none of them refused because the place is not organized, nobody to speak to each other. But the Northerners, they dropped for themselves. The Arewas and the Otutuwa, they do that. Forget what Osubanjo is doing now. If they called Osubanjo and Osubanjo drop for Tinubu, he's going to drop immediately. Can't say who is Tinubu, he will drop in immediately. So Osubanjo may be there just to accommodate number for Tinubu. But is an Igbo man there to accommodate number for his brother? No, he's there to win. So we have to begin to bring our strategy. We have to begin to talk about this. That's what we have to talk about today. I know this program, after the program, even though you share this program, it's not meant to discredit any work of IPOB. It's not meant to discredit any work of those people who have been, struggling for the Republic of Biafra. But however, it's meant to bring strength into the strategy that people are using in order to win Biafra. Because this quote Biafra now is into trouble. I argued before, I said yes. I have nothing against, if you want to vote for Biafra today, I'll be happy. But have Biafra benefit anything? No. If you remember the money Buhari borrows, he only uses those money to invest in the North. Biafrans are just individually building themselves. They have not benefited anything from the government. No company in Biafran land. There's no weapon, even the military weapon, there's none in Biafra land. They only have to transport it from the North and they take it back to the North. There's no much armored car in Biafra land. When you go to the northern side, you will see how the military are positioned. They have everything there. It's only when they want to do the operation, they will bring them in Biafra land and they will take it back. After the war, they learned so hard not to keep those things in Biafra land. So therefore, we have to come up. We have to let our brother be there so that he can make a policy. Like, remember Buhari asked the World Bank to be giving money to the Northerners. then remember, Northerners are not paying the loan back. It's the Easterners that are paying, these businessmen, you that are importing from foreign countries, selling in Nigeria. It's your money they are paying the loans. But the Northerners are sitting there eating the money. So you may decide today to vote for an Easterner. The Easterner will ask the World Bank, because these people are the people, bringing in the money. Can we just, allow them to have more percentage of loan than the other side of the country? They also invest with the government money, not an individual money. They can, when you get a president, he can channel people where you want them to be, like foreigners. You ask them, okay, yes, you came to invest in the East, but I don't think this is possible. I want you to invest in the North. And the foreigner, he wanted to invest, he will do that. As a president of a country, is very important. So now, Igbos, this is not about governor or senator. It's now you guys have to wake up and say, what can we do? You sit down and decide if you want Peter Obi, if you want Rocha Sokorocha, or if you want Kingsley. Then wrote to me, if anyone you want, you are welcome to bring that up. But we have to begin to talk about that. Do we want to relax Biafra and go for Nigeria 2023 election? Or do you want Biafra to continue? It's something you have to come up. I know this is not something that, we don't want to follow blindly. If you're following organization agitation, you don't want to follow blindly. Because when we follow blindly, that will happen against Buhari and Atiku. We could not vote. They told you guys to vote 2 days before the election. Where do you get your PVC? You have to get PVC maybe a month or 2 months before election. So now people have to think what to do, not individually. You need to hyper those people and say, oh, you guys should do that or do that. Remember, this time around we want we want the presidency. We do that. So these people will know that my people are backing me. Peter Obi and Rocha Sokorocha, none of them know if you guys want them to continue to be in that position. They don't know. And them is frightened. If they go to their party and say, I want to be a leader, they will say, no, how can we give you a leader when your people are terrorists? You will not win. They will use it against them. But if they can bring a clear message and say, okay, my people, they have relaxed the Biafra, they want us to go for president. So if we get this president, we can actually confuse our people. Now they drop this thing to forget about the Biafra. They can use that to win. But if we keep fighting and saying, IPOB say this and that, how can you go there and convince these people? They will tell you, okay, you are coming here just for you to come and break the country. We should put our brothers, you have to sell your market. We want Igbo man to be a president. You have to sell that market very well. But if we are not selling this market, we are selling market of, we don't want you on your own. He'll be going there on your own. They'll be looking at him. He'll be hoping for foreigners to do that for him. But foreigners, they cannot give him that without his brothers. That's what I want people to know. So the Biafra people, we have to come up and see what we can do. We have to come up and give our people a clear message. The clear message is that IPOB is going to vote. People should go and get their PVC. And we want whoever that is elected to bring out Nnamdi Kanu. That's it. Because if you elect Igbo man, Nnamdi Kanu is definitely coming out. And if Nnamdi Kanu is coming out, there will be, canker worm that will open because they will want to know. He will sue them. Why did they bring him to Nigeria? So to elect Nnamdi Kanu is a lot of problem for the North. To elect Igbo man will be a lot of problem for the North. Because if they elect Igbo man, Nnamdi Kanu will be out. So we shouldn't give people cause not to elect Igbo man. So we have to wake up now and begin to think what we want. The answer is, what do we want? Do we want to keep, beating the bush? That's what happened last time. We say this and that. Before you know it, Buhari becomes a second tenure governor, a president. We have to wake up now. We have good candidate. I think Peter Obi can make a good governor. To me, Peter Obi can make a good governor. So if we can give Peter Obi chance, that'll be fine. Do we want to go for Ole Rochas? Ole Rochas also is it's very, very easy. Ole Rochas, it's just a man I like so much. I like Rochas anyway. But will he work for the Eastern people, you think? I don't. Well, I will not say I don't think so because he knows himself and knows what he wanted to do. But he's a man with a lot of strategy. He's a man that definitely will generate more money for Nigeria, and you make a lot of things work. So if Igbo should pick Rochas over P2B, then that's fine. But they should tell people what they want. Do they want to go for this election or not? That's my own problem now because people are getting miscommunication. They don't know what you guys want, whether you guys want them to vote for the election or the IPOB don't want the election. You know, it's not clear. You guys should not be people and wake up overnight and say no election. No, people should be encouraged. If you guys are saying, okay, you can get your PVC and then we can continue our fight, then let us, so be it. I want us to keep this thing going and make sure that we enjoy what, other people enjoy. No, people should be disadvantaged. So guys, as you see, I've just come to be 35 minutes. Let me just play one music more if I continue. On it, about plastic, baby, now I won't watch it. Reach for Lexus to no do us again. Better things we will meet like a born again. Make my garage feel like God is good, Japan. Enough money we put up and them to go back. You're sweet, I'm gonna be bubbling. I'm not dying. Look into the eyes, you resist me. Red eye. I saw the struggle, they decided that to never. I pray to Papa, come away from me. Poverty on the grave. Anyway, thank you guys. That is Color Boy again, like I said, that's Color Boy, and you can watch his music. I so much like the guy's music, and I think his music makes sense. So if you're keen to watch Color Boy, you can go to YouTube and play his music, or you can get the CD. So guys, let's continue, guys. We have about 20 minutes to run up our shows. We remind you again that today's topic is not paid by any politician or in support of any politician. I think that is an individual thing. It's something that you have to sit down and work out who best suit the policy or who best suit the character or lifestyle you vision for Nigeria. So don't get it twisted that way. But let's common sense reign. That's what I'm trying to do. Common sense is that we have to be clear either to vote or not so that people can get their PVC ready, so that people can do the proper campaign. You don't want to disadvantage your people because of your ignorance or because you don't want within yourself, you don't think properly. We want, if the Igbos decide to allow the 2023 election to go ahead and they are campaigning to have a candidate like an Igbo man as a president, then they should allow those people to start campaigning and putting themselves to the best they can. And they should protect those food workers or food volunteers that will be going door to door knocking for their vote and all those things. Because what happened if you guys are not promoting, the IPOB actually need to use their platform to promote somebody, or to, when you talk, you put some conversation inside that. If not that, then there's a problem. We have to address it. We shouldn't be blindly, or there's no this. While other people are strategizing, that's the problem we have. People are working out their ways how to put their men there. We are working. We are not even steady. We don't know what we are doing now. So if you are saying no election, then there's no election. You must stand with your words. Not every time you two people and then you come up. Why, one of these things, like you sit at home, it could have been very effective. Nanikano could have maybe be out if I told that they stick on that seat at home. But what happened? They just say, hey, people just come out. And the Lawube will be bringing program, will be bringing videos, maybe probably next week. that address such an issue. If you guys, you can watch that thing too. It will come out on the Lobbing program, and you can be able to watch that. But now let's address this issue of who will be the presidential candidate. Are the Igbos going to drop IPOB to vote for Peter P2B or Rochas Okrocha and Kinsley Amechi? What is the Igbos going to do? It's time we begin to ask ourselves. We have to speak for this because it's very important. Every Igbo have to, whether you're a member of IPOB, you are not a member of IPOB, we need to call ourselves and say, brother, we have to bring somebody out. You see, for the past 8 years, Igbos are struggling. We don't have anybody there. Ingege is not even speaking for us. So we don't have anybody. Igbos are totally disfranchised. And the money the Igbos bring in that economy is too much. They don't need to be in the position they are today. So that's why we don't want that next 8 years, which is 16 years. It's too much. So you need to start now preparing your room how you want it to be. Whether we want to continue to, to mess around, or we want to bring somebody and say, well, it is time for us to lead Nigeria. Then we strongly unite and go for that idea of being president of Nigeria. Without that, it's very hard. We can't continue to mock around or continue to loop around. We need to stand and be doing something about our people now. That's what we have to do. Are we going to relax IPOB and allow Igbos presidential candidate? Or are we going to continue with Biafra while others are putting themselves? You see, Osibajo, the Yorubas are putting themselves. Well, Osibajo is campaigning. The Oduduwa people are not attacking them. Okay, the Arewa people are not attacking Atiku. Atiku is actually going around Emia. Our people, P2B is going to the north. Rochas is going to the north. They haven't come to the east because they are scared. Those people that came to campaign for them, they may go and kill them. So these people are not, they are actually getting disadvantage on their campaign. So we have to make sure and see if our people will also gain the same advantage they are gaining. Because we can't just say a day or maybe a month for the election, you say, okay, everybody should go and vote for P2B. It doesn't happen that way. It doesn't happen that way. You have to work it out. So how can we do? What are we going to do? Are we going to support election? Or are we not? That's what I'm trying to ask our people today. That's the discussion today. If you go into this, I'd say you share this video. Even to the IPOB leadership, they can also look at the video and make the decision and begin to come out. Because as of now, there's no clear, the only clear message you have is that IPOB is fighting Simon Ekpa. It's not even fighting for Nnamdi Kanu. IPOB is fighting the ideology of Simon Ekpa. That's the only clear message you have now. So, but people want the clear message to know where they stand. Are they going to vote for 2023 election? If they are going to, they should allow the candidate to campaign properly. Like Peter Obi is campaigning under PDP. Then Rochas is under APC. So that these people, they can say, okay, if your brothers are relaxing now, let's give you the chance to rule Nigeria. But if you guys are not, then there's a problem. They will tell you, okay, if we give you now, your brothers will pressurize you, then you will give them Biafra. We don't want Biafra. But if you say, okay, now I see, because I raised my hand, my brothers have relaxed, and then I want to be president, I can talk to them the way they will understand why they shouldn't want Biafra. Then we will consider that they may consider and say, okay, let's vote for him. If people that are willing, they can vote for him. So we have to take our stand whether we want to continue this Biafra struggle or want to allow our people to run for the election. If you're allowing the people to run to the election, allow them to also have their campaign team, like the volunteer you have in your community, so that those volunteers that will run their campaign and their banners in shops and all those things will not be scared that when they carry those things, people that doesn't want election will go and kill them. That's what I'm saying today, that we have to have clear message so that people that will run for them, those volunteers, they will pay money to campaign in communities, will not be afraid that after they go to the campaign and be back home, they will butcher them. That's what happened in Olo. After the men went to campaign, they came and killed them. So we have to be cleared on these things. It's hurting and disrupting Igbo land. It's actually making those people that present themselves to be dysfunctional, like P2B, Rochas Okorocha, Kingsley, they don't know. While what's the name? Osibanjo and Tinubu, they are all putting themselves here, going high. Why these people that need to get much profile is put down because their brothers have not given them chance to run for the election. They need you guys more than outsiders. And you guys will be the one that will pull them down or make them. If Igbos support like the Biafrans and say, okay, we don't want Nigeria, we want Biafra, you guys should make it clear. So now, if they are going there on their own, if they win, they take it. If they don't win, they take it. But when we keep telling them, yeah, today, yes, tomorrow, no, or we don't know, let's keep going. You have to. You guys have started seeking political solution by bringing Sanudo in. So maybe if you seek, presidents or candidates that can support and bring Nnamdi Kanu out, then Nnamdi Kanu can come out and say, okay, what I want is being done, or what I don't want, I will continue the agitation. It depends. Yorubas too, they are doing the Dudua. But when they see Tinubu and Osibanjo, what they do, they back down somehow. So we have to do. We have to be there. You have to be there because if you're not there, you will not know what's happened. I remember one of the lady, one of the Igbo lady coming out for Senate. She said, I support Biafra, but you guys need somebody to be in the Senate that will speak for you guys. Because if you don't have somebody in the Senate that will speak for you, the agitation is nonsense. You need those people in authority. People told me, like somebody tells me and say that Goodluck Jonathan was called and Goodluck Jonathan is an Igbo man. Goodluck Jonathan, yes, I don't say Goodluck Jonathan is an Igbo man. We need pure Igbo extracts. Goodluck Jonathan, if you ask me as an Igbo man, he say no. Although those places are classified as East, but we need like Igbo, pure Igbo. Amechi self, I'm dragging Amechi in because Amechi said I'm Igbo man. Goodluck does not recognize himself as an Igbo man. Goodluck say I'm Ijo man. Ijo is an Igbo, but few of Ijos they don't accept that. So we need pure Igbo man. And it would be very, very wrong of Goodluck Jonathan to ever raise his hand to be, say, I wanted to run for presidency. That is just selfish. He's just going there to rule himself. So we have to wake up. It is a time of decision. I know this program tonight will be very hard on people. Mostly some of our IPOB members and some of my Igbo brothers. I myself am Igbo. I know what people are going through. You should not tell me. And I've been in the East recently. So I have been around the East and sit at home. I take my time to go around a lot of places in the East. And I understand that we need changes in the East. The Igbos, we need changes. And we have to sit down and discuss this. We shouldn't be shouting. We have to sit and discuss this. What do we want? Do we want the 2023 election? And as a people, okay, we have three incredible candidates. We have Peter Obi, we have Rochas Okorocha, and we have Kingsley Omagona. So what do we want? The Igbo land is in disarray. We don't have more stronger road. We don't have federal presence in Igbo land. If you have company in Igbo land today, it's owned by Igbo man. But some company you have in Lagos is owned by foreign people. It's owned by somebody who is not associated with any lineage in Nigeria. Oh, that's what we want to get in Igbo land. We don't have, infrastructure like we have in Lagos, Abuja. We don't have those in Igbo land. Then can we quiet for a minute and see if our man can be elected so that we can get that thing in Igbo land? Our rich Igbos, they own their flashy houses in Lagos. Even in their area, if they try to tie the road, they only tie it outside from their, their suburb to the next suburb. That's all. It stops. There's nothing like the federal government awards tangible contracts to our people. Recently I see Hope Uzodinma saying that he will call Buhari to commission Owerri Road or Oluto Owerri Road. This road is not yet finished. They have a place, they have bridge. It will take them. They are still like drilling under because that place, if you don't do it properly, the whole thing will just snap boom. we need those federal presence in Igbo land. You know, you go to Igbo land, it's just like you saw somebody buying and selling shop and all those things. That is not what we want. We want in a place that people can be proud. Like, you know, you have you proud in Lagos, say Lekki, you say Banana Island. We can, you know, have those things being done by the government in Igbo land. And how can that do that? We need to get somebody who will be there that knows Igbo land. So if Biafrans, if you guys are Biafran, we really want Biafran, then we should go for Biafran fully. If you don't want Biafran, then you should now allow these men to campaign seriously, you know, and see. Now many people are saying Igbo president. Then we shouldn't disadvantage our brothers. We should put them in the right source. That's my own proposition, you know, my own view. So that it's not after 3 months, these people have been running for campaigning for 6 months or 8 months. Then in 3 months, we ask our brother to start. Who will you convince? These people have already watered their ground. So we need to wake up and make decision and say, do we want our brothers to continue this race or we don't want them? That's what we have to do. Igbos, we have to wake up. You know, Igbos, we have to wake up and do the right thing now. So we don't need to stay one place. We need to start. We need to start. We need to start so that our brothers will come up. You know, I look at the Northerners. The Northerners, you know, I grow in the North. Northerners are going underground now, telling Alamajiris to go around, knock doors, tell people, then go say Baba, say, you know how they say Buhari, begin to call your name. Before you know it, you are the next top dog in town. So Igbos, we need to come up and allow our people to run for their election, or we tell them, go have poor and play that, bro. You are not going for this election. We want Biafra. Yes, Nnamdi Kanu says you want Biafra. But since Nnamdi Kanu was hold there, his people are actually, you know, many people, they are not fighting for Nnamdi Kanu, they are fighting for their own, you know, position. You know, because somebody who, you know, fighting for people's liberation, they need to have hyper. That will be shouting, and Nnamdi Kanu must be out. Then people will say, okay, bring this guy out, let there be peace. But instead of the Nnamdi Kanu men going for Nnamdi Kanu, they are going against each other. They are attacking Simon, well, lawsuit against Simon. They have not brought that lawsuit against Nigerian government in a foreign country. They brought it against their own blood, you know. Today, Igbos have become caricature, you know. You see, today Bakari say Igbos are that. Suleiman, Igbos are that. Why can't we sit down now and make a decision? Do we want Biafra, or we want to relax Biafra for a while and go for Nigerian presidency? Because that's where the power is. This is the big junk. Igbos have not benefited anything from Nigeria. If I don't know if you're Igbo or you have traveled in Igbo land, when you travel in Igbo land, you will know that Igbos are individual struggle. Just like, you know, people struggling to feed. Igbos got money, but this money is an individual money. They have not gotten that federal president, not the governor, the federal government working for Igbos. Working. Look at the bridge they're building in Onitsha. I don't know if you travel that Onitsha bridge and look behind you, either by your left or right, you know, you'll see the bridge they're building. You see how the bridge is like being dragged, this bridge being dragged. But if you have the federal president there, they could have like almost finished that road. They could have finished that thing. It's not quite long. So we need to begin to talk about these things, you know. Either do we want to gain something from Nigeria before you think about this Biafra, or you want the Biafra by all costs? Then if you want by all costs, then you guys have to start making noise and stop this problem. If not, then we should relax and allow our brothers to go for campaign. We don't want to disadvantage Rochas. We don't want to disadvantage PTOB. To me, so guys, you're watching my program tonight. I don't know wherever you watch later, and I apologize that people have not been coming out for program. So tonight I just say, okay, as we come back this week, we'll be coming out our program now. So if it's your first time, please share this program. We want our brothers to get what they want. We want our brothers to be able to win election. We want them to win election. We have incredible men. We have Rochas Okorocha. We have PTOB. We have Kingsley. We have Amechi. What do we want? We can give them the credit. We want them to be able to win election. We want our brothers to be able to win election. So now we can tell our people what we want. We tell them what we want. We don't want them to keep sitting somewhere there and expecting us to not support them. We want them to expect us to support them. Know that we want them. We want them to win. So if you are watching this today, it's quite for you to speak out and say, how do we go about these people? Are we going to vote Igbo man, or are we going to stick with our Biafra? In a business, even in a school, if you don't read, you can't just come in exam. That's luck to pass. You have to read and then you pass. So what we are doing, these people, is like, we don't want them to read. We just want them to pass. It doesn't work that way. So if we have given them chance now and say that, okay, we want Igbo presidency, then, man, we will go for it. Then we put ourselves there and make sure that they win. But if we keep disadvantaging them, then I don't think it's good for us. And it's not good for them too. They want all the support they need. We should start thinking about what we want for our people. Don't make them to feel, I don't know. Don't make them to say, my brothers pull me down. We want them to win. We want them to win the election. And for them to win the election, we have to support them and give them every hand we can for them to win. So I ask again, what do the Igbos want? Did Igbos want the presidency, or the Igbos want Biafra? You have to talk. This is something that we sit down and discuss with each other. So today, if you're watching my program, debate this with yourself and ask yourself, what do you think Igbos want? Igbos, do they want to win the presidency, or do they want Biafra? I hope tonight's programs, bring you joy, and I hope tonight's program make you to strike your mind. As you know, Lawube will bring some of the most difficult, issues that people sometimes, strike their mind when they discuss. Obviously, sometimes when you discuss this, they target saboteur, they will say this and that about you. But let the truth, truth is bitter. You have to come out and say what you want. You want the Igbo presidency, or you want to see Biafra. To me, I don't mind Biafra. If Biafra comes today, I think it's a good thing, because people have fight for long about that and still fighting and still dying. So I believe for that to come, then there'll be peace. But if we still having a hang on and people wanted to get something collectively, then why can't we just support Igbo presidency and make sure that Igbos, get looked after? So I just want to thank you tonight. And if you have been watching me for the very first time and you call in and go out, yeah, that's fine. I hope you stick with us next week as we bring some program to you. So enjoy yourself. As you go, Lawube is always there for you, and you take care. Have a wonderful evening, and think about that. Do we want Igbo presidents, or we want to stay on our own? Stay blessed. Lawube, the future you see.